Hey, it's Marko here from Fair Realty. A few days ago on Reddit, a user posted a thread called This is a Disturbing Story About a Half-Duplex Hell Purchase. And it goes into how his or her friends bought a half-duplex in Fernwood and it's been a complete nightmare. There's been police involved. The neighbor is a neighbor from hell. However, the story doesn't really provide any specific details as to what's led to this conflict with the neighbor. We also don't have the other side of the story. But then there's 113 comments where people chime in, and it's mostly along the lines of, I would never ever buy a duplex, or a long time ago we had a realtor and they talked us out of buying half a duplex, and everyone's like, oh my god, your realtor was great, half duplexes are a complete disaster, absolutely avoid at all costs. And out of 113 comments, there's only one positive one, which didn't really get any upvotes. It's all the way at the bottom. That person said, we bought a half duplex and we've been really, really happy with our neighbor. So this made me think, am I stupid in all of this? Because for the last 14 years, I've been recommending half duplexes to my clients. Have I seen issues in half duplex situations? I certainly have. For example, I've seen issues where a neighbor on a half duplex is refusing to chip in to repair drain tiles, which are causing water ingress into one or both the sides. I've seen issues around roofs. I've seen issues around one side maintains their side really well, the other one doesn't, etc. But I've also seen hundreds and hundreds of really great half duplex setups. So you have to take everything into context. When you buy a single family home, although the odds are lower because you're completely detached, you can still have a problematic neighbor. For example, they could raise the grade of their yard, causing more water to spill onto your property and causing water ingress into your property. You could buy into a townhome strata, a condo strata, have issues with that strata and neighbors. So context is really, really important. Over the years, why have I encouraged my clients to buy half duplexes? There are several reasons for this. First of all, half duplexes, sometimes buyers are not looking for them because buyers are looking for condos, townhomes, single family homes. Duplexes kind of get mixed. So as a buyer, sometimes there's really good value when it comes to half a duplex. Typically with a half a duplex, there's no strata fees involved. There's no management companies. You don't have dead weight cost that you have in terms of strata fees when it comes to a condo or a townhome development. Also, there are some really cool half duplex setups that I really like. For example, in the Oaklands area, you have a lot of duplexes where you have the old 1950s house in the front, then you have a garage, then you have another garage, and then you have a 1990s duplex that was built in the back. So those two duplexes are only attached by the walls of their garages. The actual living spaces don't attach. And the back duplex, also because it's the back of the property, gets a great backyard. So some great setups. There's definitely a lot of things to watch for. For example, in a half duplex, if your neighbor has a suite and you don't have a suite, obviously that's going to create some insurance issues and potentially a conflict because they have a suite and you don't. So ideally, if you're buying into a duplex or half a duplex with a suite, ideally the neighbor also has a suite, etc., etc. But all in all, I like half duplexes, and there's always going to be a risk that you get a nightmare neighbor, or you have a great neighbor and that great neighbor sells, and then you get a nightmare neighbor that moves in next door and you're sharing a wall with them. Unfortunately, that's a risk, but I wouldn't paint half duplexes with this huge brush of they're a complete disaster, avoid at all costs. If you can buy, let's say, a half duplex for the price of a townhome or slightly higher for the price of a townhome and have a much bigger yard, no strata fees, I think that risk of potentially having a nightmarish neighbor, which I said applies to other categories of real estate, is probably worth the risk. So in the past, I've encouraged clients to buy half duplexes. I've had lots of clients over the years buy half duplexes, probably over 30. None of them have had a nightmarish neighbor to date, and I'm going to encourage my clients in the future to buy the right half duplexes where there is the right value, and especially those front to back duplexes. I really like those a lot. So I basically disagree for the most part with this thread on Reddit Victoria that half duplexes are a complete disaster. They can be, but anything in life can be a complete disaster. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.